Welcome to The Wellness Code. Nurse Melinda from Finish First Medical is here to share a variety of medical information and solutions to enhance your health and well-being. And now to guide you through The Wellness Code, Nurse Melinda.
Well, hello, Nurse Melinda.
Hello, Michael. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. It's my new F word.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I like that. It's more than 4 letters, but it'll work. I like that. So I understand today that you have some delightful information on a topic that is near and dear to most men's heart, and that is the T word, testosterone.
Yes.
Tell me about testosterone. I know for me, I was carrying mine around in a bucket. In fact, it's right in here, just in case I need a little extra.
I was going to say, is your bucket half full or half empty?
Well, I don't know. I got it right here. That's about half full right now. I might need to replenish that soon. So tell us about testosterone.
Okay, so it's crazy. The more and more, the deeper I go in the rabbit hole of testosterone, how it is literally almost an epidemic to our male society. We are not and I'm not a man, but men are not producing enough testosterone on their own in order to be healthy, vibrant, and feel that edge anymore.
Really? I guess it's good I'm carrying mine around in a bucket.
You give some away.
Yeah. So how are we not, what is testosterone and why are men not producing it?
Testosterone is actually a hormone that men need in order to have healthy bones. Well, and women need it too. Let's not do that. Let's not leave them out. Men and women need it. It provides healthy bones, healthy brain, and it provides in men's health a health sexual performance and function. And it's a catalyst, for like your ability to reproduce. And so as we're doing more and more research, we're finding that it's low in our boys.
Really?
So, when we talk about boys who are coming, the whole masculinity thing is a big ordeal, right?
Yeah.
And meet your masculinity and be masculine. And everybody assumes this is a hunter-gatherer type
Right.
thing. But the reality is our boys, and what I'm seeing low testosterone in 19 and 20-year-olds. And it really is affecting how they feel, how they act, and it is what defines men as men.
Yeah.
And so it's sad. It's crazy.
Do we know what the reasoning may be why the testosterone levels are low? Are we eating something wrong or not exercising or?
All the above. The thing that they've noticed is plastics, which we also know plastics causes a lot of stuff, but drinking out of plastic bottles, out of plastic cups, that the little microorganisms and stuff in the plastics are actually blocking our sex hormones. And so that's one thing is plastics. The other is processed foods. I mean, how long and how many times are we going to have to repeat these things that are the same, right? Our environment being around toxic chemicals, and even just as our kids are growing up as babies, they're tied to sitting in a chair watching a video, and we know that exercise helps produce testosterone. So if you have a little boy, you need to let them be boys. You need to let them go outside. You need to let them play in the dirt. You need to let them be, wrestle on the ground, because that is going to help produce that testosterone as well as they grow up, so that they grow up to be healthy kids.
Yeah. I know my granddaughter, she has a couple of boys, and she follows that sage advice and wisdom. And I think she had one of her neighbors was over and the kids are playing. And the other lady goes, "Hey, you're letting your kid eat the dirt?" And she goes, "Oh, yeah, it's good for him."
Yes.
She goes, "What?" She goes, "Yes, we're building his immune system and teaching him to be a boy." So
Yes.
I thought, well, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to go out and teach him how to shoot a gun, and you don't have to do all that, but you do have to let him be a boy. Let him be outside and play. And I mean, even girls too. And that we know that women need testosterone for healthy bones.
Yeah.
And when you talk about a man versus a woman, the men have that attitude, right? They command a room. They walk in. They know they own the room, and women don't. But if we can increase a woman's testosterone, that gives her the edge too. And I think that together it's huge. It's huge when we're looking at both men and women, but men in particular right now.
So if a man's testosterone level goes down, let's say there's this much, if it goes down, is it replaced with something else, or does it just go away and as if it was nothing?
It can be replaced by a lot of things. You have a sex hormone binding globulin. I know that's a lot, but there's like little receptors that recept hormones, sexual hormones, right? And so if a man is overweight, type 2 diabetic, not very active, chances are their testosterone that they're producing is actually converting into estrogen, and then that estrogen is going to bind with those. And we also know that beer and alcohol, but specifically beer, it can also convert into estrogen. So that's why you get the beer belly.
Yeah.
Is because you've got too much estrogen on board. And so when we pull men's labs, we look at their estrogen level as well, because that is a huge component of whether they're converting their testosterone, not utilizing it correctly. But then some men are just not producing enough.
Wow. So basically, just in the past couple of minutes, what you've done is you've destroyed every young man's college experience who's drinking beer out of red plastic Solo cups.
Exactly. And do you know, it is suspected that by the year 2050, all males on the planet Earth being born will be sterile.
What?
They will have
Really?
no testosterone.
Okay, do that again. Even though I heard it, I want to make sure I heard it correctly.
So there are studies out there that are predicting that if we don't correct testosterone issues right now, that by 2050, all male babies will be born sterile, not able to produce their own testosterone.
Wow. That's a science fiction movie.
And that's not very far away.
No, it's not. So what can we do to correct that other than not drink beer out of plastic Solo cups and exercises? What are some other things that we can do to correct that so all the guys don't go sterile?
Right. There's many things that you can do, but there are products that are being sold right now that boost testosterone, right? And it's all natural. Boost your testosterone naturally. Those products that are being marketed are actually increasing your sex drive and your sex performance, but is not actually increasing your testosterone. That is totally different. And I love the fact that testosterone is being marketed in, the number one thing that most men, I'm not to judge, but think about, right, is your sexual health. And so that is a great marketing tool to get men to recognize that maybe they need some testosterone. But let's not wait until you're having sexual health problems. If you're foggy brained, if you can't make up your mind, if you have a hard time making decisions, if you feel inadequate, if you are heavy, overweight, if you walk into a room and don't feel like you command the room, those are all things that are symptoms of low testosterone, and it can be, low sexual health as well. But there are so many products being marketed out there to boost your testosterone naturally. And the reality is they help you with sex drive and they help you with performance, but they don't necessarily help you with testosterone. And that is what's going to help you have healthy bones, healthy muscles, a healthy mind, and the ability to exercise and keep you out of diapers, keep you off of a walker, and keep you feeling vital and have the energy to survive, your 110 years on the earth.
Those are all good things. So, okay, we've got the products that will increase sex drive, but may or may not increase testosterone.
Right.
So are there natural ways to increase testosterone? Are there foods that we can eat? And please don't tell me broccoli.
Broccoli is your number one thing to keep you away from cancer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are there natural foods we can eat?
Well, they call it clean eating. You can do keto, you can do Mediterranean, you can do all this, but clean eating. So what I say in our clinic is one ingredient foods. If you go to the grocery store, you can have as much as you want to eat, but it has to be one ingredient foods. So let's say you have a salad, right? You have lettuce, you have a tomato, you have a meat source, a protein source, which would be like tofu or chicken or beef. And then you have corn, and then you have, those are all one ingredient foods.
Okay.
That's what our body wants. It doesn't want hypoglycemic index, number 249. I'm just
Right.
making up words because that's all it's on the back of everything is words. It's a one ingredient foods. That's clean eating. That's going to be your biggest game changer. And the next one is exercise, because we know that when you exercise, your body produces testosterone in the fact that it's breaking down and then repairing muscle. So we know your body needs that in helping it to maintain or produce its own testosterone. But aside from that, then you've got to look at other resources. You've got to look at medications, or you've got to look at peptides, or which aren't FDA approved. You've got to look at other sources. And unfortunately, the biggest, stupidest thing ever is testosterone is a controlled substance.
What?
It is on the doping list.
Really?
Yeah. And so here we have boys, essentially 20, 25, 30. And I say boys because I'm old. But you have boys that are that age who cannot even produce enough testosterone to have a sexy health life, like a healthy sex life. I said that backwards.
That's okay.
But, we're afraid they're going to come out and like destroy us in sports.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely ridiculous.
So can somebody go to the doctor and get testosterone injections by prescription? Is it that kind of a controlled substance?
Yes, you have to have a prescription for testosterone. But here is the key, Michael, is a normal testosterone for men now is like 267 to 1,000.
Wow.
So at 267, you could be in your late 40s or late 30s. You could be in your 20s even. I'm seeing 20-year-olds with like 250. So you go in and you're like 268.
Yeah.
And the doctor goes, oh, well, you're within normal limits. And you're crying in the closet because you have no ability to like get up and get going. You don't have any energy. You don't have any vitality. Mm-hmm. But because it's within normal limits of a wide range of what's normal. Right now, our lab results are what's normal for a huge number of people. And these huge number of people that they're looking at are overweight, pre-diabetic, sitting with a lifestyle that isn't active. And that's what we're judging normal by now. And so if you go to the right clinic, we can get you your testosterone higher and to where it feels good for you. Now, people, you may get it to 400 and feel great. Absolutely. Hallelujah. Or you may get it to 800 and feel great. Or sometimes you get it to 800 and you actually have the actual symptoms again because you have too much. And so it is such a game to play trying to navigate, but you have to have somebody who's willing to help you navigate, who's willing to sit down with you and discuss what your goals are, what your problems are. But on the flip side of that too, you have to be willing to do what you're told to do. Eat clean, exercise, get a DEXA scan so we know how much muscle loss you really have right now and have the feedback. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's more than just, can I go get a shot?
Yeah. The problem with me, if I have too much testosterone, you can't tell me what to do.
That is the problem with a lot of people that have too much testosterone.
Yeah, you can't tell me what to do. So what are some options for treatment?
So options of treatment, there are peptides that are out there that we can do. There are creams. There's oils, like we do an oil that is absolutely incredible. It's completely bioidentical. It absorbs so good and it absorbs fast. And then there's shots that you can do as well.
So the oil, I know this is a weird question. So is this something that you would rub on yourself or that you cook with?
It's something you rub on yourself.
Okay.
So you want to rub it where there's no hair because the hair will collect the oil versus it going into your skin. So like on the sides of your butt cheeks or your thighs.
Okay.
Under your arms or on your belly. If it's, bad enough, we'll have you rub it on your scrotal area. I guess, I don't know if we can say that on YouTube. I guess we can say anything on YouTube.
Sure,
right?
do whatever you want. Go ahead and say it.
Mike, you can rub it pretty much anywhere there's no hair.
I should invite some friends over. It's a medical treatment. It's okay.
But the thing is, too, is you got to be careful where you rub it because if you're, within an hour of intimacy, then you're going to give all that testosterone to your partner, and maybe your partner doesn't really need that much.
Yeah. So I understand that you being an expert on testosterone, you've written a book, or you're writing a book.
No. I actually am just reading a book. I've got a
Reading a
lot of
book.
mentors. The part of being a provider is staying educated. And there's a really good book that is written specifically for not the provider, but for men who are interested in learning more about how to optimize their health. And Jay Campbell wrote it. It's called Testosterone Optimization Therapy Bible. And it's really easy to read, but I think it's going to be a great catalyst to even young men and men if you're 45 and you haven't been tested, you need to get into a clinic, my clinic preferably, but any clinic to be tested, because I can almost guarantee at the age of 45, you probably have really low testosterone and need therapy.
Is that the one that's also referred to as the TOT Bible, T-O-T?
Yep. T-O-T. Yep.
Speaking of testosterone, I understand that you, in one of your moments of expressive creativity, have created a video about some guy named Testosterone Ted.
Testosterone Ted.
Tell us about that, and maybe we'll roll it.
I was looking for some ways to do some creative marketing, and I found this program, and I was like, hey, I can do that. If they can do it, I can do it. So yeah, sure, let's play it.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of funny.
Let's play Testosterone Ted.
Meet Testosterone Ted, a vibrant and energetic man. Ted found himself feeling tired and irritable all the time. His relationship suffered as a result. At first, Ted tried to brush it off. Weeks went by, and his condition only worsened. Keeping up with family and responsibilities became a struggle. Ted decided to seek help. The doctor did lab tests and a DNA functional genomics test, diagnosis, andropause. It was a difficult realization, but Ted took action. Together, Ted and his provider came up with a plan. He started on hormone replacement therapy, and the DNA results encouraged Ted to change his diet, helped him with sleep, and guided him to a better lifestyle. He now had renewed energy for his family and rediscovered his relationship. Ted's journey was a tough one, but with the help of Finish First Medical, Ted is now grateful.
Amazing. The adventures of Testosterone Ted.
That was so fun to make. I get on these tangents sometimes when I have an extra hour and I find things to be creative.
I think that was really cool, actually. I've learned more about testosterone in the last 20 minutes than I ever have my entire life. So I want to know about the testing. Somebody comes to your clinic over at Finish First Medical, right here in the delightful town of St. George, Utah.
Yep.
Tell me about the test. Are you going to draw my blood? What kind of a test are you going to give me?
So I'm going to look at a lot of things, and a lot of it is going to be toward like your metabolic health as well. So when I do your blood test, it's a 12-hour fast. We don't want you to brush your teeth even. No
Really?
opportunity for sugar whatsoever. And then we look at your lipids, we look at your liver, we look at your ability to produce your thyroid, your sex hormones, and we look at some other functional testing like your overall blood health. And then from there, we make a plan based on what your goals are, because we know, not everybody wants to be big, muscular bodybuilder. But some people just want to be like Testosterone Ted. They just want their life back. They want their relationship back. They want to feel like they can get through the day-to-day activities without feeling like it just sucks.
Yeah.
And so we do that. And then we meet with you monthly on your progress. And we determine together what's going to work. And a lot of times I'll ask my clients to do 3 months of something and then let's evaluate whether it works or not, because sometimes it takes 3 months for you to see the benefits.
Yeah.
Or it may be, this isn't working, let's try something else. And it's really a guided journey to be your optimal person. But again, if I say you need to do weightlifting or resistance training and you don't do it, you're not going to get the results that you want.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate that we are at this point in life where we think we just need a pill and it'll take it all away. Well, it might help, but if I'm giving you testosterone and you're not working out and you're not eating healthy, you're just going to convert that to estrogen and you're going to get boobs and chubby.
Oh, well, I don't want boobs.
I know.
At least
Most
on
men
me. I prefer them on someone else. But
Well, and I think that's a misconception too. A lot of men won't go get treated, even though they have the symptoms. One, because they don't want to be labeled as, not adequate.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But they're afraid of the side effects of testosterone, which could be, it's that they're all theories, people. Everything you hear are theories. But it's the theory that it causes heart problems, it causes blood clots, it causes, man boobs, it causes, and maybe it does cause a lot of that stuff, but it's because you're utilizing that as a Hail Mary and you're not doing the other things that it needs to have in order to work
You have to
correctly.
do the work.
Yeah, you have to do the work.
It seems logical that if I'm taking testosterone and you say, I need you to go lift weights 3 days a week, I'm going to go lift the weights.
Yeah, and I'm not asking for you to do 3 days a week of, getting a stage ready. I'm asking you to do 3 days of resistance training, whether it's push-ups and sit-ups and things at home. Like my thing is 30, 30, 30. 30 sit-ups, 30 push-ups, 30 squats, 30 minutes. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's easy enough. And you can do it 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes at night. I know there's these other theories, but it's based on what your goals are. Now, if you come to me and you say, I want to be the next Mr. Universe, then we're going to find the tools to help you be the next Mr. Universe, right? But if you're just coming because you're in your 60s or 55s and you play sports and you know you're not playing to your ability, then let's get you as close as we can to what you were like when you were 30.
Wow. That's amazing. Are there any other words of wisdom you want to share with us today about testosterone?
I think that men need to not be intimidated by it. And I think that we need to realize there's more symptoms than just sexual dysfunction.
Yeah.
That it can really affect the fact that you may end up being a diaper. You may end up needing a walker. You may end up walking hunched over. You may be shuffling at the age of 75. And you know what? 75 is so young.
It is.
So young. Let's not wait until you're having issues to correct the issues. Let's get on the bandwagon now so that you can live past 75, 80, 90 and be on the treadmill and die of a heart attack because God decided it was your time, not in a bed peeing yourself.
I'm going to be on stage rocking out with my guitar.
There you go.
And then I'm going to go.
There you go.
That's
Yep.
it.
And you're going to say, please, whatever, don't save me.
I want all the crowd to move back. Don't catch me. I'll just land on the floor.
No, I know. And that's the thing is like, people will say so-and-so did everything they wanted to do and they still died. Well, we're all going to die. That is, our promise to heaven. But at the same time, let's be healthy. Let's be healthy all the way to the end.
Sounds good. So, Nurse Melinda, if somebody has any more questions, how can they get a hold of you?
Right now, you can just go to my website, www.finishfirstmedical.com, and check out the therapies we have and make an appointment. Our first appointments are free, so feel free to make that appointment.
Sounds great. Hey, thanks for being here today. We'll see you guys again next time with Nurse Melinda and another exciting edition of The Wellness Code.
Thank you, Michael.
My pleasure.
You've been listening to The Wellness Code with Nurse Melinda from Finish First Medical in St. George. For more information, finishfirstmedical.com. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next time on The Wellness Code with Nurse Melinda.